If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. We're talking about a new Eminem album, and this is pretty exciting. I'm going to go over all the information today. Maybe you've seen this, but there's a possibility of Curtain Call 2 dropping very soon. We'll go over all the evidence, all the info on this in this video, so let's jump straight into this. So Eminem Curtain Call was the greatest hits compilation that he released in 2005, and it was the longest charting hip-hop album on the Billboard Hot 100 to my knowledge. Like, it's definitely broken some records. Big album, even though it's just a compilation. Of course, there were a couple of songs added to it, so it's not like it was just completely old songs, but it just shows, you know, how much love people got for all of Eminem's classic songs. So the possibility of a Curtain Calls 2 with all of the songs that have released ever since 2005 was of course always there, and people talked about it, but there was never any definitive information on this for anyone to assume that it was actually coming. Until now. Let's look at this. So Eminem dropped the new song yesterday. It's called From the D to the LBC with Snoop Dogg, and you can listen to the song. I don't think it's that great. I think both of them could have done better. You know, I've come to terms with, you know, Eminem doing this new Eminem type of style, the fast rapping and stuff like that, and I've come to actually like it on a couple of tracks, but not this one. You know, it just sounds annoying. But it is what it is. You know, it's a fine track. I can listen to it, but it's not something that I'll go back to very much. But the important thing is not actually the music itself. You can like it or not, but the actual thing that he teased with it, because they also dropped the video for it, and the video is actually pretty well done. You know, it's them switching back and forth between their like actual music video shoot in the real world and this like comic type of style with like NFTs as like their heads and stuff like that. You know, and if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. It's really well done though, great animation. But in the video, there's a couple of scenes, and one in particular with this pinball machine, where we can definitely see a heading or like a banner that says Curtain Call 2. And this can't be coincidental. Now, there's also more evidence to this, not just in the music video, but also in the way that he promoted this, because obviously he also, you know, promoted this on social media. For example, he took to Twitter to say the D to the LBC, watch the movie with the clip from the music video, and then he used a certain hashtag Curtain Call 2. So he's not just in the video hinting at Curtain Call 2, but also in the tweet itself. So there's no denying that Curtain Call 2 is definitely coming. Like, at this point, if Eminem even puts in the money to have the whole thing animated in a music video, and then also do a whole hashtag with it, then I don't think there's much speculation that it's gonna, you know, whether it's gonna come at all. But now it's just a matter of time until we get it. There's not a bunch of more information on this out there. For example, the ePro team, the support for Eminem and Slim Shady, y'all know, you've probably seen this. They did a video on this yesterday when it happened. They don't have any more info than me, but they said that something is coming. There are solid reasons to believe that a new project Eminem has been working on recently is indeed his second greatest hits compilation with some new original songs added. But knowing Marshall, we have to be ready for any surprises still. So again, doubling down on the fact that this will be a compilation of greatest hits over the past 17 years, ever since the first Curtain Call dropped, but then also sprinkled in with new music, of course, like for example this From the D to the LBC track that we got yesterday with Snoop Dogg. That is very likely going to be on there since, you know, Curtain Call 2 is referenced in the video, and also the hashtag on the, you know, promotion for this. So pretty sure Curtain Call 2 is coming. There's still a couple of big questions, of course, that we got to ask ourselves. First of all is when. Now, there were rumors earlier on this year. I dropped videos whenever we got something. For example, we had like those little, you know, from the music video or like the trailer for the Super Bowl halftime show. There were, in that trailer for that, there was some hints that we went over, but there was nothing really definitive or really evidential that we could actually look at and be like, okay, it's actually coming, and nothing came, of course. But we speculated that at that weekend before the halftime show, maybe Eminem was going to drop something, which didn't turn out to be true, but apparently it's now. And back then it was also a couple of people on the Reddit that were very credible in the past, at least when it came to releases, that talked about this, and maybe they were referencing this. There might have been some leaks, might have been some rumors that we just didn't know about. But those people knew and thought that it was gonna come out back then, but then didn't, of course. So maybe there's a whole, a whole conspiracy you can kind of like develop around this. But fact is, Curtain Call 2 is coming. Second big question is what tracks are gonna be on there. As I said, it's been 17 years ever since the first Curtain Call. Since then, we've gotten Relapse, we've gotten Recovery, Marshall Mathers LP2, we've gotten stuff like Kamikaze, for example, we've gotten Revival, even though I don't think if any, legendary tracks going to be on there. We've gotten Music to be Murdered by Side A and Side B, so there's a couple of albums that he could pull from. Of course, none of the tracks that released on those albums are considered like classics, like the stuff that Eminem did in the early 2000s, but maybe by putting them on there he can at least give us a little collection of great songs. I think mostly he would pull from Relapse and Recovery, because undoubtedly that's probably the time period that people would say was the most classic and the most maybe memorable from at least the last 17 years, excluding his definite peak in the early 2000s. Tracks like Not Afraid, Love the Way You Lie, stuff like that, it's probably going to be on there. And then, of course, what new tracks would be on there. I'm really not sure if this is the right way to go for him. He could also just drop a new album. Maybe he'll do it in a clever way where he drops this compilation and reminds people how great he is, and then comes back with an actually new album shortly after. So that's kind of the thought, the theory that I have for this whole new thing dropping, because I do think there's going to be more new songs on this one as well. It's not just going to be old songs. Likely, maybe even half of it is going to be new songs, tracks like these that we've now heard from the D to the LBC, maybe other leaks that went around earlier this year, so likely that's also going to be on there. But just to kind of sum it up, Curtain Call 2 has been confirmed by Eminem in the new music video for From the D to the LBC featuring Snoop Dogg. Also, he's dropped the new song, of course, that he's announced this with, and he used the hashtag Curtain Call 2 in the promotion for that song, so we can be very sure that this is actually going to come out sometime this year. If he's this directly referencing it, likely still, this year, this summer, maybe very soon. And if you have any more hints that you picked up on in the music video, be sure to post them in the comments to get all the fans up to date. And now the actually important and, relevant part. Let me know what you think about this. How do you interpret this whole thing? When do you think Curtain Call 2 is coming? What do you think will be on there? What new songs do you hope to be on there? What do you think of this new track with Snoop Dogg? Did you like it? Did you not like it? All your thoughts, theories, conspiracies, opinions, all of that, leave it in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.